Okay, so in this anime, you got your tsundere, you got your dandere, you got your kudere. Now all that's missing is a yandere. I guess I spoke too soon. The Black Critic Guy, here to review the anime that you all voted for in last week's anime review, and the winner of that poll was Kore wa zombie desu ka? Or, is this a zombie? So the story of Kore wa zombie desu ka follows the character of Ayumu Aikara, who appears to be a normal high school boy until one day while he's walking back from school, he notices a cat on the road about to get hit by a truck, and so he pushes the cat out of the way, and right before he gets hit by the truck, he turns his head and says, I'm actually a zombie. And it basically follows him in his daily life with these three girls: Yu the necromancer, who turned him into a zombie after he died; Haruna the magical girl, who he accidentally stole her powers, making him both a zombie and a magical girl; and Seraphin, the vampire ninja who was sworn to hunt down the necromancer but then just ends up living with them. And a plethora of misunderstandings, harem tendencies, and fan service ensue. So I was requested to watch this anime by one of my subscribers, Gondorfian III. That's actually a pretty epic name. And I gotta tell you guys, I had a blast watching this anime. Particularly the second season of the anime is the one that I love the most. I mean, this anime just had everything that a romantic comedy enthusiast like myself loves to see, such as comical misunderstandings, cute girls, the main character being likable and relatable, him bonding with the cute girls. It had everything that I wanted to see in a romantic comedy anime. The animation goes without saying, it looked fantastic. It was smooth, it was clean, it looked nice, and I'm gonna say it, I loved all the characters. All the characters. You got your main character of Ayumu, who at first was just a normal high school guy, then he got killed and revived by you, and now he's a zombie who has freaking superhuman strength and is also a magical girl. Not to mention, he is pretty damn funny. I just love to see the situations that he gets thrown into and how he gets himself out of said situations, and I love the bond that he creates with all these various girls, since it is a romantic comedy harem anime. Not only that, but in the first season, the character goes through a development and he handles some of the dramatic scenes quite well, and that's why I really liked him as a character. He both was funny but also can handle a situation seriously. And probably the best thing that I like about Ayumu is that whenever he's talking to the character of Yu, he would always imagine her as this really cutesy girl in his fantasies that always refers to him as Big Brother. He's just like, oh my god, she's so cute. And speaking of Yu, let's talk about Yu, or Euclid Hellscythe, who is this necromancer who can't utter a word because her words carry magic and some bad stuff would happen if she were to use her words. Out of all the girls in this anime, Yu is probably the most well developed out of everybody because she gets a backstory, she goes through a development, we get an understanding of her character, the pain and suffering that she goes through on a daily basis, and I love the bond and chemistry that she shared with Ayumu. It was really strong, and she has a lovely voice. All the voice actresses who voiced for Yu, they did fantastic. Next we got Haruna, who's basically the main tsundere character of this entire anime, and I really liked her. She was zany, she was eccentric, she made for some of the more comical moments in the anime. I liked her personality. It kind of reminded me of Asuna and Naru, and she also had a great bond with Ayumi. It was pretty funny just to see them go back and forth at it. And the last of the four main characters, we got Seraphin, who is basically the kudere of this anime. She is a badass vampire ninja who kicks a lot of ass. I liked her a lot. But they're not the only characters that I liked in this anime. There are a plethora of side characters that I thoroughly enjoyed, and if I sat here and named them all off, it would take forever. But to name a few standouts, we got Orito, who's basically the eccentric friend of Ayumu, who is the most perverted, and he always has the silliest things to say. Another one is Yuki, or Tomonori as Ayumu refers to her, and she's also a vampire ninja who accidentally kissed Ayumu, and now because of her customs, she has declared herself his wife. And it makes for some hilarious situations, and honestly, in this entire anime, they had the strongest bond because they share the most screen time together. It's basically between Yuki and Yu of who shares the most moments with our main character Ayumu. And probably the last standout is Kyoko, who is kinda like the yandere character of this anime. Although she doesn't really kill for love, but she is sadistic and crazy as hell. I liked her character, but she didn't really have that much development to her, and she wasn't really in the anime as much as I wanted her to be. But besides the characters being fun, entertaining, well developed, and having great chemistry and bond with each other, another great aspect of this anime is that it's so goddamn funny. The humor in this anime felt like a blend between Baka and Test and School Rumble, two of my all-time favorite animes and romantic comedies, and I just laughed out loud so many times in this anime. There are so many hilarious gags, like you got Ayumo's yodeling striptease was hilarious. Then you got these two old ladies who keep popping in and out, quote, like talking about the situation. They were hilarious. I saw the first and the second season of this anime, and I gotta tell you guys, I had more fun and I loved the second season more than I loved the first season, and I'll explain why. The second season was more aware of what the anime was, and it embraced the romantic comedy element, the zaniness, the ludicrousness, and the craziness. I mean, seriously, this is an anime about a guy who's a zombie and a magical girl at the same time. They should embrace that and play off of that silliness, and that's what the second season did. Now, that's not to say I didn't like the first season. I appreciate what the first season tried to do, and they did play off of some of the humor of him being a magical girl, but they didn't really play off of that frequently. They tried to focus more on the dramatic element and the action element, which like I said, it was handled fine, it was perfect, but it just felt like it was trying to be more than what it should have been, which is just a straight up romantic comedy. If you embrace the silliness and the bizarreness of the situation, it makes for a more entertaining anime, and that's why I really loved the second season. It understood that. And the last thing that I really liked about this anime was the music, particularly the ending themes for the first and the second season. They were poppy, catchy, energetic, cutesy. I just loved listening to them, and I downloaded them right after I finished watching the anime. Now, as much as I really enjoyed this anime, I did have a couple major problems with it. The first and biggest problem that I have with this anime is that although they developed the bond between Ayumu and these three girls, they didn't develop all three of the girls equally. I felt like Yu got most of the development, leaving Haruno and Seraphin lacking in development. I mean, we don't really know much about Haruno or Seraphin, their backstory, where they come from. In fact, in one episode in the first season, we kind of get a glimmer of Haruno's backstory, but they never really play off of that ever again. They kind of forgot about it. And also Seraphin, I would have loved to know a little bit more about her character and her backstory. In fact, out of all the girls in this entire anime, she has probably the weakest backstory, weakest development, and least amount of screen time with Ayumu. Another character that I wish was in the anime more and got more development was Teiko, who was another love interest for Ayumu. They kind of focus on her a lot, and I thought, okay, she might play a big part in this second season, right? No, she pretty much is in it more than she was in the first season, but that's about it. And that really sucked because I wanted to know more about her character. I wanted her to bond more with Ayumu, and I wanted her to have a stronger development. One thing that kind of broke my heart in the second season, although I know they embraced the silliness, I wanted more Ayumu bonding moments. One thing that I really loved in the first season was the special moments that Yu and Ayumu shared together. They didn't have that a lot in the second season, which kind of made me sad. Also, I forgot to mention earlier that if you really liked the first season, how they had the comedy, the drama, and the action, you might not like how the second season turned out because it focuses heavily on the comedy aspect and not much on the drama or the action. So you might be a little upset about how the second season turned out. Another major problem with this anime that most romantic comedy animes fall under is that it's very cliche and predictable. If you're not a fan of romantic comedies and how formulaic it is, you might not like this anime. And the last problem that I had with this anime was its ending. There was this major conflict that was about to erupt, and they kind of just swept it under the rug and kind of ignored it. And yeah, they mention it here and there, but it's not like the main focus. They kind of just ignore it after a while, and it's not like a big deal, honestly. But overall, as you guys know, I'm a sucker for romantic comedy animes, and this anime is without exception. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yes, there are a few problems here and there. It's a bit formulaic and cliche, but that's what I enjoy about it. The wacky situations, the misunderstandings, the enjoyable and relatable characters, the bond that the characters create, and it has some interesting action scenes, some good drama and fantastic music. And that's why I'm going to give this anime a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's definitely worth watching, especially for people who are fans of the romantic comedy genre. You should go check this one out. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Or did you find it boring, cliche, and formulaic that you couldn't get into it? And let me know, what is your favorite type of dere character? Tsundere, dandere, yandere, kudere? Comment below, let me know. And as always guys, I'm gonna let you guys vote on what the next anime I should watch and review. I picked 3 new animes, so make sure you click. All you have to do, guys, if you're confused about it, you just have to click on one of them and then you voted. That's all it is. Because last time, not a lot of you voted, and this anime won by just a smidgen of votes. So make sure that you guys really vote. Just click on it and it'll go through. It'll make sure that your vote went through. Anyway, you can vote now. And we got that out of the way. We will find out who wins next week. But until then, hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. Welcome to the Black Critic Guy. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Wally II from the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace YouTube.